killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
That semi-transparent glove. I'm feeling like it's got something to do with this, but I'm not sure what.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
I mean, we
they
could
tried
try
to keep
it.
us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Okay, so it's gotta be
The killer was still inside the music venue.
now.
By locking the door from the No, that's wrong.
Okay, I got it, but I'm not sure how.
Wait a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside. From the outside? How?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. That's what they used.
But how did the drumstick get there?
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Glue?
Let's see. That semi-transparent glob must have been glue. Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
So where'd the drumstick come from? I guess the killer must have broken the drumstick before and planted it there.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, it must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yup, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
And we did.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Exactly.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you
Bum,
saying
bum,
the
bum.
drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Yeah.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
It's okay, man. Happens to the best of us.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Thank you for adding that. But I mean, that doesn't mean that it's confirmed that you're innocent. You still don't have alibis.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's
Whoa.
why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Glitch? Is this an intentional glitch? Because if it is, good, but if not...
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
I don't think she was murdered while I was gone. I think she was murdered well before that.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Aww, what's unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me?
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Mm-hmm.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
Hey.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
Yeah.
Scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Yep.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Wallpaper. That scrap was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. Hangman's Gambit. Ow. Wrong button. Nope, okay. Nope, that was wrong. That's the one. Nope. Oh, dang it. Okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. That was rough.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room. deep in black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was
Yeah.
also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
Sure it does.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Indeed.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
You say that. That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Logic dive! Okay. I need to remember how to play this. Okay. Ow. I have a feeling. Ah. Eh. Yeah. I got it. Woo. Yikes. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, but
it's all coming together.
haha. I figured it out. Okay.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
That's why it happened a while, like, overnight.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
Although, we really should have noticed a body-shaped lump in the wallpaper, but,
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't notice that at the time.
I see. You say slightly larger, but it's quite a bit larger.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Yeah.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music room.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Weirdly enough, it's already there in the flashbacks we keep getting, but whatever.
Killer must have been in a hurry.
Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on it.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Earlier in the night.
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I think there's a typo, but
I
sure.
don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
Yeah.
Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
Yep.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But I get the feeling that's going to be the execution, and I also get the feeling that it might be Akane. Because, as Kazuichi pointed out, she's brainless.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
Isn't the killer imitated the two victims?
I see!
Yeah.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Yeah.
A valid line of reasoning.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean?
What does she mean?
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
just let him.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Just go with it.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
Yeah.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
Now, I'm confused, because the blood on Ibuki's shoes looked like it was splattered and not, like...
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying.
Just let him be edgy, it's his thing.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion. You want to talk?
I mean, anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. It's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. It's the blood, but it... no, the step ladder?
When
One or the
Hiyoko
other.
died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, Was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes.
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, weak, I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Yeah.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something? Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Okay.
Maybe her feet were, but she was like sitting. So instead, there'd be...
Weak, weak, it doesn't even pierce my heart!
When
I don't think I
Hiyoko
need
died,
to disagree
Ibuki's
with
feet-
I'm telling you
Chiaki. So.
Did you see her walk?
If her feet were on the... Was there any sign she stepped on something?
Oh, come on! Got it.
I
Okay.
agree with that.
I agree with that. Although I disagree
Just as
because
Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something.
I disagree with that because that was clearly blood splatter and not like stepping in blood. But whatever.
That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
Yeah, that looks more like it splattered onto the slippers rather than she was standing in blood. But I don't know.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
I mean, I'm not a crime scene detective, so but then neither are any of these fools. So I don't know what you want.
Yoko's blood!
Kyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
That's why. Okay, that's why the killer wanted to wipe up the blood on the floor so that we would to make sure we mixed up the killing order.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Well, or shortly thereafter.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Okay.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
What?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? It's a good line.
It's just a normal. Okay.
Are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
I don't know what you're.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you realized our difference in status.
Sure.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Let's go for it. Oy.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on them. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about 1 minute. See a nice nightmare.
Yeah.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
See, now that's a good line, Gundam.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
when the killer tried to hide Yoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Yeah. Indeed.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Yeah.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Indeed.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Yeah.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far. Aside from Mika, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
Yeah.
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Okay. We've decided something. Yay. I'm gonna stop here. I don't know if I'm gonna come back to it tonight, but the thrilling conclusion to the trial will be coming soon to a theater near you or a YouTube channel near you. So yeah, look forward to that. I need to edit some of the earlier episodes and get them actually uploaded because I still haven't uploaded anything yet. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here and we'll pick up from this point next time. Bye.